What is even developed in this? What blasphemy! Hey, it's Faye from TinyWave TV, and this is my Legend of the Galactic Heroes Journal, the Gaiden Edition. I'm deviating from the usual style of the journals a bit. We're dealing with a deviant after all. My very first reaction or impression of Golden Wings when I watched it the first time was, I think you can already guess, what the fuck did I just watch? I thought it was a confusing, unbalanced cluster of stuff that I didn't even know what to feel about. It felt better on the second watch somehow. But the problem is, I think, fundamental. You know, it's a narrative structure issue, the way I'm seeing it. And I probably shouldn't be saying this because I haven't had a taste of the sauce, but it also seems like a butchered adaptation. This really made me appreciate the other movies, the OVA, the Gaiden series. I realized a lot of times we watch an anime and we're like, wow, the mangaka slayed, or the novelist did. But often forget that there are the screenwriters and an entire team who did a great job adapting the story for the screen. It's even more challenging, I assume, when the source is a novel to compare with manga, which is another visual format. Not everything in the written form can fit and make sense on the screen. So yeah, gotta appreciate a good adaptation, which Golden Wings isn't, apparently. When I look at the movie as a whole, the first thing I notice is that it tries to fit too much into too little time. It might have been successful had it used that limited time more efficiently. This is a rule of thumb. When the format is shorter, every word, every second should be used effectively. The first 10 minutes or so of the movie make me want to scream, especially in hindsight, because precious screen time was wasted there. Yes, there was some cute stuff, some interesting stuff. Zeke and Sister and the Orchids, nice touch. Even though it's a ship I'd rather ignore, y'all know. But then, the pacing just went to hell. The second half of the movie was so busy and dense, there was literally no room to breathe. Then again, I enjoyed that second half more because shit was happening, but it was happening too fast. My brain hurt. So I think if they managed the time and the material better, it wouldn't have become so unbalanced. As it stands, the flow of the narrative is so choppy. It hurts. It physically hurts. Some scenes or some lines feel like cheap tricks to make things make sense within the narrative. It is so upsetting for me to say that the narration in this feels like that as well. There's this excellent video that talks about the narration in the OVA, how it's an integral part of the narrative structure. In the Golden Wings, though, it's just used to patch things up, to compensate for the shortcomings of the narrative. Now, here's how I would do it. The 5th Battle of Iserlohn should be the main dish. It's another battle that teenage Reinhardt contributed to, which coincided with yet another assault on his life by the mischievous lady, right? Two things happening at the same time. We need more time to develop that. So we'd start there instead of way back in the past. And if we want to appeal to those not in the know, we could have some flashbacks. Make the narrative less linear. How about that? Then we could develop the alliance side a bit better too. Instead of showing them for a couple of seconds here and there. Y'all, imagine your introduction to the franchise being this. Just compare the way Wenli was introduced in My Conquest and then the Golden Wings with his red eyes. No, this is not a problem of the art. We get to that too in a bit. It's about character development. I mean, what is even developed in this? It didn't give any chance to anything to develop. One can argue that who cares about Wenli? This is about Reinhardt and his Golden Wings. But poor Reinhardt was butchered. Again, I don't know what's in the sauce, but based on what I saw in Silver White Valley, seems like a change has been made in the plot. It's not unusual to omit a character or combine two characters or events into one in a shorter adaptation, right? So when in the movie, in that flashback, Herder insults Sister and Reinhardt shoots him, I was like, yeah, that's what they're doing. But that actually changes things for Reinhardt as a character. Yeah, he's volatile, but killing this dude in a fit of anger while Zeke tries to stop him makes him look like an irritable teenager not in control of his emotions. Doing something that could possibly cause future trouble is so not Reinhardt, the strategist, methinks. And oh my god, that emotional scene in the end. I'm not about to question the plot or trash the movie, no. I was like, you know, feeling it. They were so close to losing each other. It was intense what they had just gone through. But I was also kind of like, ugh, I'm not used to Reinhardt getting so emotional. What is this? But you know what? I want that outburst in Ryo Horikawa. No offense to Hikaru Midorikawa though. It's amazing. So yeah, I think I ran out of stones to throw at the movie. And now it's time to talk about the visuals. You see, money has been spent and it shows. It pisses me off though, because it feels like such a missed opportunity. I'm gonna read the manga for sure, especially now that I know who the artist is. I was just looking it up and saw a cover and I was like, this looks oddly familiar. What's going on? Turns out the mangaka has done the illustrations for a certain novel that your girl is a fan of. This is the second time I find a crossover between Legend of the Galactic Heroes and the space between. Like, if you ever found me depressed and dejected, just remind me of the fact that Paul von Oberstein and Yasin Mink are voiced by the same VA. So yeah, the mangaka rocks. I like the style. Is red-eyed Wenli a thing from the manga or what? I'm like equal parts amused and appalled by it. Reinhardt looks, who cares about Reinhardt? I don't think a straight-haired Zeke could be as fluffy as the wavy Zeke, and it's not, but he's fluffy alright. And this dude, Vampire Von Cucumber. Lousy villain, but aesthetically speaking, slight. So yeah, the visuals for the most part look solid. Wait, why is Iserlon solid? What blasphemy! The Thor hammer is on her face like an open pore. Ships getting through her cracks. And all those lines. Oh my god. She was this magnificent liquid hydrometal covered queen. The enemy ships showed up, she'd go, I'ma fry these bitches. The cannons would come up, do the deed, go down, disappear. The friendly ships showed up, she'd be like, my sisters, come to me. She'd make them all disappear. But now this? What is this? In conclusion, Legend of the Galactic Heroes Gaiden Golden Wings is a glitch in the franchise. The way I've come to know it, the movie tries to be so many things at the same very short period of time and ends up losing any sense of focus. It is both confused and confusing. A narrative failure. Point blank period. So that was it. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and see you next time.